Okay, so now guys, I'm back VOD viewing another solo victory final tournament, which is like the solo tournament where if you win a game you get money, obviously. So as you can obviously see, there's a guy in this bush, and he does kind of check it a little bit with his SMG, but he gets shot and ends up using heaps of heals and like heaps of mats because the guy keeps chasing him, which obviously that's already set his like potential to win like down 30% or something crazy, because he like mostly uses hard mats as well, which he's not going to get back, especially his metal. So here, before going into the bush, you got to think first, like in this zone, like in this game, is this like a pretty kind of good bush to be in? And I'd say yes, because you're on dead side, so it's a pretty nice position to be in, because you could just go into this bush and then wait for next zone, and then since you're dead side, the next one's going to be easy to rotate, so you can just go in here and not use any builds. So I'd say that's a pretty good bush to be in, but regardless of if it's a good bush or not, you should still be careful. But here, just because I know it's even a better like bush than usual, what I would do just to be extra safe is, yeah, you could shoot it like shotgun it, SMG it, but when you go up to it, place like a wood ramp or like multiple wood ramps over it. And then once you go into that, what's going to happen is he's either going to pop up on the ramp and then you can see him like on this side because you placed a ramp on him, he like phases up onto it, and then he'll have to build and you'll notice that you won't get a surprise. Or you go into the bush, like you start walking here, and then he's like below the ramp, you're like, oh, there's a guy there, and you'll be safe. And then you can just break the wood builds down and stuff, and even though that makes it so obvious to all the people around you that you are in that bush, it's definitely worth like the zero risk. And I actually just quickly show you that right now in like an actual game. The bush, just like shoot it like that and then ramp in there, and then you can go like that, right? And you can see the people in the bush. Like if there's someone hiding in the bush, you would see them like that, but you would be behind a ramp and they couldn't shoot you. But obviously, if they somehow pop up above this ramp, then obviously you'll also be able to see them. So you're kind of just safe no matter what. You can even like place a wall there in case they jump out to the side or something. Or also be careful if they like mantle up there. And see, you can like refarm his stuff, but he's only refarmed wood and brick, so he's only gonna get to like 1,000 mats. The thing is right here though, like he probably realized when he did it, like that was pretty dumb. But obviously, instead of going down here, I think he's got some old builds there, but still, I don't think it matters. I would have just waited up here until zone like was opened up as much as possible. Like not just until zone is able to get into like here, as you can see bottom right, like on the edge. I'd wait till zone opens up as much as possible and then just sword him into like the middle of the zone, like high up. And you'll just use like what's one box of builds, like maybe 100, 200 mats. Like I know maybe he wants to go down here because you might be able to get more kills, I don't know. But if you have 50 builds of katana and you're that high up, you can just wait till zone, katana and use one box, katana into the next zone, use one box, and then you're at the point of the game where there's people that are starting to run out of mats, so you can get kills that way. So I don't think you need to start going for kills this early. Like he didn't need to be in this dangerous situation. Like this play, like I kind of understand it, it's pretty respectful, it's pretty good. Like you get mats and stuff, but like he didn't need to be in that situation, right, to get a kill. It could have been, like I said, with his 40 builds, one box into the end of first move in, and then one katana in, and then box like here, and then boom, he had like 30 or 25 builds here, but he's in a good position, and now he can start looking for kills. Because the further you get into late game, the easier it is to get kills. But still, after he marked up and went down on first move in, like from that point on, this is a pretty good play. So I'm saying that was a good play. Like at the point he is now, after all those mistakes, it's a good play. But he could have easily died if that didn't go well. So he could have like easily not have had to make that risk if he did that thing before. The thing is right here, like I wouldn't even say playing like a kind of low down layer is terrible, but the thing is, like I still here like would have wanted to at least recover like a couple boxes up instead of being on full low down, because with the katana he might just nerf and constrict like how much like field of view or like area he can like katana up in the next zone. Like obviously it's going to be way harder to katana up there compared to if he just landed and then instantly went up like 1 or 2 layers. I wouldn't say any more, because if you played up here with like 40 builds like he does, it's probably going to be pretty hard to find a kill. Anywhere down here, at least like one more up layer is going to be better. But yeah, still, I wouldn't even say it's that bad being done here. But then after that kill, I'd be like, okay, at this point, last zone, I have what, 50 builds which is pretty good for last turn. 4 splashes, katana, good weapons. Okay, what I need to do is wait until the very last second, katana forward, line up on like couple layers above low ground, just so you're not with everyone else on last turn that has no mats that are going to try to kill you, and then wait and then do that again, and then eventually play kill off with your chugs. But what he does here for some reason is he decides to tank zone for some reason, even though there's no reason he needs to. There's no one like looking at him to shoot him, so he has to wait to go maybe, and he has enough mats so he can build into zone, because sometimes you tank because you don't have mats. But there was just no reason for him to do that, and it actually just made him waste 4 chugs and 60 white health, as you can see here. But the thing is, if he didn't do that, right, he would probably be like, what? I'd say he'd be here on second low ground, like 1 layer above low ground, with 40 builds left in his own box, and a katana with 4 splashes and max whites. Like, you see how much of a better position that is than where he is now. So he literally just tank zoned to be in a worse situation. Bruh. And then here, when that guy jumped in his box, if he had those chugs and max white health, well, he would not have died here, because he would be able to splash his way in, maybe be like, oh, there's someone in front of me, let me just go to the left right here, tanking, because I have the splashes and the white health to do that, and then you get around to this position, get up, and then be in a really good position to win. That one play from that tanking probably was like the main thing that killed him this game, because obviously you see here, he had no whites or even max health to begin with to tank at this point, so he just dies eventually.